Okay, so this is day one, video one. We will understand the basics of Java here. Yeah. So if somebody asks you what is Java, so what should be your response? Or your interviewer asks you what is Java, explain. Then what should be your response? Yeah. So basically, if I take a very high level way of explaining Java, Java is two things. One is it is basically a high level programming language. It's a high level programming language. And the second thing is about a platform. So it is a platform. So we'll understand both. So what is high level programming language and what is a platform? Yeah. So a programming language is anything which you use to actually create programs. So if you wanted to ask your computer to do something, you write a command, and sometimes you write programs. So programs is a set of commands which will do certain things, right? And you can actually write programs using different approaches. One is you can actually write it in computer's own language, which is binary. So computer understands only zeros and ones. So you can actually write programs using binary, which nobody does. In fact, it is a long ago people used to write programs using zeros and ones only. Nobody will like to write it. So if you can't write a program in zeros and ones, the other two options we have is something called assembly language, or a kind of like a language where we write little more English-like programs, but specific to processors. Like if I have a processor of Pentium series, if I have some other processor, depending upon processor, you write certain programs because those languages use processor specific instructions. Yeah. Again, nobody would like to do that now. So in a modern days, nowadays, we use something called high level programming language. So which is essentially nothing but an English like language anybody can understand. Um, for example, if I give you a program, by looking at that program, you will probably understand what it is doing. Yeah, because it looks more like English. Yeah, so it's a high-level programming language using which we can actually perform any sort of programming task. So Java is one such high-level programming language. So we have other examples like C, C++, and we have Python. We have, for example, other languages like Rust. We have Go. We have Scala. So many high-level programming languages. Each programming language has its own specific purpose. Like C, C++, they are meant for the speed of execution. So they are generally meant for writing real-time requirements like operating systems or device drivers or wherever you need mission critical responses. Yeah. Um, Python is more about handling large volume of data, etc. So it is more towards AI ML type of thing, data science type of thing. There you will use Python because of its sheer sheer libraries that are available to process a large amount of data. Yeah. Java is something which will use as an enterprise grade application development because of its stability, security, the multi-threading concept, and the features we'll talk about in next video. But essentially, it is a high-level language which is widely adopted in developing large-scale enterprise-wide applications. Most probably the backend for your enterprise web applications, etc. So even Android is built upon Java programming language. Yeah. So like that, different programming language have different purposes. So Java is one such high-level programming language. So that's one bit of it. Okay. Now, second thing is it is a platform. So what I mean by platform is, so it helps us to execute Java programming languages. So what we mean by that is essentially whatever the Java programming language we write, to execute that programming language, we need some additional stuff. So that additional stuff is also provided by Java. Yeah. So normally, like if you wanted to execute a Java programming language, we need something called JVM, Java virtual machine within which Java program securely gets executed. It's an environment where your Java programs executed. So as a platform, Java provides you JVM. Yeah. Similarly, Java provides you as a platform a bunch of library files plus a bunch of core classes that are required for Java developers to work on. For example, if I am a Java developer, I wanted to write a program so that I can read some input from user and perform some operation and show some output to the user. Yeah. So then I can leverage Java platforms libraries like IO libraries or system libraries, what we call it as, to actually read the input coming from user. And after performing the operation to show the result back to the user, I can leverage such library classes. So as a platform, it gives us primarily two things. One is the environment, the virtual machine within which Java program runs. It is also called as JRE, Java Runtime Environment, but there is a minor difference between JVM and JRE that I will discuss in the next class. But essentially, it's an environment where your Java program executes. And as a platform, it also gives us a set of core classes um, for executing the programs, as well as a set of or a huge set of library which you can utilize to perform certain common things. Yeah. So in a simple world, if interviewer asks you what is Java, so your response would be Java is two things: a high level programming language using which I can develop programs, and second thing is a platform which consists of a runtime environment to execute Java program, and second thing, a set of library and core classes which will help us to develop our Java programs. So that's about Java programming.